All right, guys, time for day 6. Let's see what we've got here. Oh. Okay. So we have from Andy G a Yellowstone hand-picked collection from Stillwater Tavern in St. Pete, Florida. So Yellowstone might be a brand that you guys are not as familiar with, or you may be. It just kind of depends on how much you follow the industry and know about the industry. It's a really interesting brand. It is not affiliated with the popular TV show Yellowstone yet. That's Weller 12, and that's for a different day, right? We're not going to talk about that. But what we are going to talk about is this particular pick that Andy G, or you may hear me call him on the show Neighbor Andy. He lives in our neighborhood, and I adore the kid. And I call him a kid, but he's my age. Whatever. Point being, he submitted this, and this is one obviously he enjoys. We've had some real popular names on the show, and Yellowstone's probably not the one that a lot of people know. But I'm actually a lot more excited about this one than maybe even I let on, because I think it's try it. Like I mentioned, I keep coming back to it, and you guys are probably tired of it. You please don't click off just because I'm nerding out a little bit. But I really seriously mean, this is all about, if I enjoy this, let me show you what I enjoy. And you may not enjoy it, and that's okay. But we have an understanding. We were able to share this. We were able to come together. So this is it. This is a store pick of Yellowstone. It's a store pick from Stillwater Taverns in St. Pete, Florida. Let's get into it. Really? Really? This has to just be how it's supposed to work. I mean, maybe I'm missing something here. Look, this freaking thing. Okay. Anyway. Let's get past that. Whatever. Let's give this a little pour. All right, pour done. And let's get on to it. So let's talk a little about Yellowstone in general real quick, because there's a lot of history here. The brand dates back to J.W. Dant in 1854. And so making it one of the older brands around. Now, maybe it didn't fly into the Yellowstone colors at that point, but since then there's been a ton of transitions, just like you'd find in the bourbon industry, sales and whatnot. Roundabout today, Paul and Steve Beam, which you might recognize that name, are actually the driving force of this particular brand. It's under the Limestone Branch Distilling Company, so this is one of their labels, and it is in a partnership with Luxco. So Luxco being in Bardstown primarily. If you do a little reading, you find that necessarily they don't all do everything there per se, and it is kind of one of those things where you're just looking at it and saying, okay, cool. But a little bit more about this particular whiskey that we're going to drink today. So again, this is Yellowstone. It's handpicked. It is approximated to be 4 and 7 years old. It's 102 proof, and it comes from a pick out of Stillwater Tavern, which is in St. Pete, Florida. I've mentioned that a few times now. I think that's important because they are one of the up-and-coming bars here in the Tampa Bay area that is expanding their whiskey collection and really making it worth your while. At any rate, it's time to get in. Do a little swirl. We don't need to do much swirl. Time to get into the nose thing on this one. The nose is familiar. It smells nice. There's definitely a fruity component. I think I'm getting almost like that peaches. It's there, but the oak is kind of coming over it a little bit, which is a nice oak. It's not a young oak, but it's also not super aged. Kind of some of that older funky oak. Peaches and cream, maybe a slight bit of an iced tea. Yeah, you're getting iced tea, not the wrapper or the drink. Well, it has to be one, I guess, right? A little bit of tea, brown tea, if you will. Yeah, I don't know if it's brown tea or if it's actually light chocolate, but let's get in the taste and see what we've got. Oh boy. This is what I love. See, store picks are wonderful because you just don't know what you're getting into. You could taste the base product on this and maybe not enjoy it and love a store pick. We have a whole series on that, actually, about store pick versus actual batch, but let's not go there today. So the point being, that really follows through with that peachy, something in cream, peaches and cream, probably leaning towards peaches here. Also huge vanilla pop. I mean, just almost abnormally large vanilla pop on that, which gives it that whole pie, peaches and cream, peaches feel. Nice medium to light mouthfeel. Again, I probably believe in this case with 102 proof, they did dilute it down a little bit, so causing that mouthfeel to come back a little bit. And not ultra aged, so you don't expect it to be really heavy on the palate. It's got a nice palate, but it dissipates quickly. The finish isn't quite as long as I might like on it. Still very nice though. Second sip. You know, hiding in there might be just a little cherry. I can't say anything but thank you to Andy G for sharing this with me. In all honesty, you know, I love coming across things like this because we all want to have the crazy, awesome King of Kentucky and all this other stuff. But sometimes these simple moments of coming back to a store pick that was just unexpectedly really good bring us back down to earth and honestly save your wallet a little bit too, to be honest with you, right? That's another part of this whole thing. So I honestly can't wait to actually sit down and have a pour of this with him sometime after the holidays. After the 12 days, probably, because, you know, I'm working through these. And I don't know exactly if it'll be a lasting thing in terms of a memory, but we're going to sit down and have a pour and make a memory. I look forward to it, my friend. I look forward to it with any of you guys. You know, we really enjoy that. So